I have it. This I'm going by the law, Your Honor. I'm not just making
No,
up
you're not
anything.
going by the law. You're making up the law as you go along. You're not going to make a mockery of the judicial system, which is what you're attempting to do. You're also not going to waste this court's time and resources on cases, on arguments that are invalid. I'm not wasting any more time on it. We are done.
Today, we've got a sovereign citizen in court who's refusing to pay off his substantial credit card debt because apparently he thinks the rules don't apply to him. We're diving into two separate hearings with this guy, and let me just tell you, it is a wild ride. The judge here does not hold back at all, completely shuts down his nonsense too, and gives him a much needed reality check. This guy has no basis for his argument at all, and he looks completely idiotic in this one. As we watch here, let me know in the comments if you're buying this guy's story, or if he's just digging his own hole here. And if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's dive in here.
All right, Mr. Chavez, can you turn on your camera and tell me your name?
Chavez Arnold.
There you go. All right, so Mr. Chavez, do you have all of that now?
No, like he said, I didn't. After 10 days, he just sent. I mean, I could check my email, but I haven't received anything from him.
Did you receive all the documents you requested?
No.
Mr. Royce, when were they sent?
They were sent all documents except for he had requested internal accounting records of Chase Bank, just generally, not specific. But the Chase Bank record relative to his account statements were provided.
Okay. So, Mr. Chavez, what is the defense on this case? What is your defense?
Well, I needed to see one of the documents. Well, my defense is that, I've been researching the law and, the powers of the banks. And it's more of a accuracy of the actual accounting that I'm trying to make sure and, make sure that everything is accurate. So it's not my intent to not pay anything, but I need to know, based off the accounting that I am paying what I'm supposed to be paying. And based off of what they're saying,
your last payment, back on 5/15/23, you owed $3,398.36. And they're coming for $3,398.36. That was the balance on the card at that time.
That's why I asked questions, Your Honor. You say you gave them 10 days to send it to me. They didn't send it to me. I just got an email this morning.
You're not disputing that you had the card, right?
But that's not the issue at hand, is what I'm saying.
No, it is the issue at hand. The issue at hand is, did you have a credit card? Did you use money on that card? And did you not pay the card off? That's the only question.
Right.
Those are the questions.
Okay, my defense is I am the lender and they borrowed from me.
What did they borrow from you?
My personal security.
I swear, I am actually losing brain cells listening to this guy. He's actually trying to say that the real issue isn't him owing the credit card debt. Like, really? And then, as if that's not enough, he's out here claiming the bank is borrowing money from him, and they should be paying him back for personal security. Like, what does that even mean? Am I the only one who thinks this dude is completely out of touch with reality? It's almost like he Googled how to sound smart in court and ended up on the worst page possible. What do you guys think? Does he even have a tiny shred of a point here? Or is this just pure nonsense? Let's dive back in.
Which I'm entitled to.
No, I'm not buying that. No. Listen to me. Listen.
It's not about, I'm going by the law, Your Honor. I'm not just making up anything.
No, you're not going by the law. You're making up the law as you go along. You took a credit card on. You agreed with that. And then you had a credit card. You used the credit card. You have a balance on the card. And you didn't pay on the card. They don't owe you anything.
So when I asked for the application, the evidence that opened up the account, because they go by GAAP accounting principles. If my application opened up the account, that means there will be a credit on my account because that's a cash equivalent. That's what the law says.
All right. Yeah, motion for summary disposition. Hearing date will be January 9th to 25th. And the motions to be filed forthwith, and a copy obviously is to be provided to Mr. Chavez. And we'll see you back on January 9th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. for the hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we're all set.
That wraps it up for the first hearing, and oh boy, that was a train wreck. Now let's go ahead and jump straight into the second hearing here, where the judge absolutely loses it on this sovereign citizen. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this. His excuse this time is just so ridiculous, it's actually hilarious. You just won't believe the nonsense he's about to pull here. Let me know what you guys think so far about this guy. And not only did he have one debt, but this also is his second debt we're going into. So let's dive in.
All right, and I've got Mr. Chavez back. Do I have Discover Bank still?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Chavez, can you turn on your camera and your microphone, please, sir? All right, we're back on 24010674, the Discover Bank versus Arnold Chavez. All right, and I know that we had a previous court date on this on October 10th, and the default was filed, and then an objection was filed timely on this case. So we're here to set aside the judgment. What's your motion, Mr. Chavez?
Well, that day, Xfinity, I have Xfinity internet, and it was working in my area. And I have proof of, I talked to them in the chat. They confirmed it. And I have they gave me a bill credit for the inconvenience. So that's why I wasn't able to attend, because I was having problems with my internet.
All right. And just so you know, Mr. Gopal, we did have notice that he had contacted the court and that he was unable to get on that day.
Oh, he contacted the court on October 10th?
I'm not sure if it was on October 10th, but it was shortly thereafter. If it wasn't October 10th, that he was having internet issues and could not get on. So here's what we're doing. I'm assuming, Mr. Chavez, do you have a defense on this case?
I just want to go through the due process.
Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Arnold indicates that he does not dispute that the card was taken out. The only dispute he appears to have is that a few paragraphs here, he does not agree with the fact that by virtue of defendant's default and breach, the entire balance of the account is now due, and these statements were attached, that the contract and or monthly statements are written instruments, evidence indebtedness with a specified interest rate, and that he disputes whether or not it's an account stated. It clearly is. It's the original creditor. There's no sort of defense regarding assignment on this case. The balance at the time of the complaint was $4,378.29.
Well, I have affidavits that support what I'm saying, but I will want to enter into this as evidence.
The motion for summary disposition is granted sua sponte by this court. There is no valid defense to this claim, and
I couldn't even enter any evidence.
And a judgment in the amount of what is claimed in the complaint, $4,378.29, will be entered by this court, and documents can be submitted for that purpose. And officer, I have a few more documents for that, and we're all set. All right, we're all set. Thank you, Mr. Arnold. Mr. Arnold, I have ruled against you. I am allowed to do so on the court rules. You filed an answer. It's the appropriate response to this. You're not going to make a mockery of the judicial system, which is what you're attempting to do. You're also not going to waste this court's time and resources on cases, on arguments that are invalid. I'm not wasting any more time on it. We are done. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
How do you guys think the judge handled this sovereign citizen? Honestly, he wasn't the worst sovereign citizen we've ever seen, but it's just so obvious this guy had zero respect for the law and was just throwing out random mumbo jumbo to see if something stuck here. Like, just come on, dude. Just pay your credit card debt like the rest of us here. These sovereign citizens seriously need a crash course in how to act in court, because half of them don't even try to make sense here. This guy was just throwing out random arguments, and the judge even called him out at the end there because it was just so nonsensical. Honestly, I think judges should just start to end the Zoom calls and make them show up in person. It'd probably cut down the nonsense, honestly. And I don't know about you guys, but I kind of have a gut feeling we're not done with this guy yet. There's just no way this guy's gonna pay back that much money, and I would not be surprised if he ends up back in court with the same goofy excuses. Like, do you guys actually think he actually believes the bank owes him money? Or is he just grasping at straws to get out of this mess? Either way, this guy was a whole circus all by himself here. This guy wasn't our typical sovereign citizen, but he was sure acting like one. Just with all of his BS and interrupting the judge, yeah, you just don't see that with normal people. And if anything, a normal person would not defend themselves. Like, if this guy was actually trying to get out of his debt and had no money, it would make perfect sense to just grab a lawyer. Like, there's no reason not to. But let me know what you guys thought about this whole hearing here. I think this one was pretty entertaining, but this guy is just a lost cause, and it also looks like he's in some sort of dungeon or something. I don't know if the sovereign citizens are holding him captive or what, but I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys thought about the hearing. Take care, guys.